Tomorrow night on ABC, Giannis trying to keep that momentum going in front of a home crowd, building off his 41-point 16-board performance as the Suns lead 2-1. And that's who Kendrick Perkins is focused on, the scorching hot Suns in this scorching hot take.
When I look at this Phoenix Suns team, I look at this fan base that they have created, this culture. They are eye candy now to all around the NBA to come here and play with these young up-and-coming superstars. This is why I say the Phoenix Suns are on the verge of being a dynasty. Carry the hell on.
Well, the language. Hi, Perk. I missed you. It's good to have you back on, and I'm glad you're not out there in that scorching heat again. You were taking one for the team out there, out in that heat. But we're gonna get the guys' reaction to what you just had to say there, because when I think dynasty, Max, I think the Warriors, the Patriots. Do you agree the Suns will be the next dynasty?
No. First of all, you have to beat the Bucks first. You haven't even done that. Secondly, you were lucky to get to the finals. Lucky. Like, the Lakers had to get hurt. Don't forget, they were up 2-1. The Clippers had to get hurt. Don't forget, Kawhi didn't play the whole series. They still got to a Game 6. The Nets had to get hurt. They were spanking the Bucks and would have destroyed this Suns team if healthy. So due to injury, a compressed schedule, the whole thing, the Suns might win the chip this year. Perk, you and I were both very high on them preseason, maybe a top 5 type team. But that does not a dynasty make. They'd have to win the championship this year, do it again next year to show people it wasn't just everyone else got hurt. And to be a dynasty, you should probably also in the next 2 or 3 years win another one. That is a long way away, and I don't see that in their future.
Go ahead, Perk. I'll let you respond first.
Well, first of all, Max, let me tell you this, all right? You need a little luck when you're trying to win a championship. And let's not act like every team that won a championship didn't have luck on their side when it comes down to injuries. Because I can recall the Golden State Warriors, when they won their first championship, they were lucky because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love were both out, okay? And when you look at the Golden State Warriors, let's stay on them for a second. Did anybody think that they would have become a dynasty? When they first got started, when Steph Curry was drafted there, he dealt with all those ankle injuries. Klay Thompson was drafted there. Draymond Green, second-round pick. Did anybody think they would become a dynasty? No, absolutely not. Here's why I think the Phoenix Suns can become a dynasty, and they're on the verge of becoming a dynasty. It's for the simple fact, you look at DeAndre Ayton. He's on the rise. He's a walking 20 and 10 guy. He's 22 years of age. He's far from scratching the surface of his prime. You look at Devin Booker, me, Max, and Stephen A. all think Devin Booker is a superstar, which he is. He's 24 years of age. You look at Mikal Bridges, a number 10 pick. He has the potential to continue to grow. Now, when you look at this culture, you look at a young Monty Williams, a guy that's not even 50 years old yet, has developed this culture along with James Jones, who is well respected around the league, and they go on to win a championship this year. Guess what? I said it then and I said it before. They are eye candy, meaning they are an attractive place to come to, attractive place to come and play with, right? To come play at. When you look at Phoenix, yes, it's hot as hell down there, but it's still not a bad city. Scottsdale is pretty damn good. But when you look around, you look at guys like Donovan Mitchell. How long is he's going to be in Utah and deal with that, what he got around him? What is his patience going to look like? We saw what Kevin Durant did. He saw Golden State playing inspiring basketball. He saw their culture. He went over there. Who's to say Donovan Mitchell, a guy like Donovan Mitchell, wouldn't go to Phoenix? So when I say this, I'm saying this looking at what their young stars are and that they're now an attractive place to play in.
Kendrick Perkins, here's where I disagree with you and I agree with Max, even though it's not for the same reasons that Max articulated. You said the Phoenix Suns are the NBA's next dynasty. You didn't say they have the potential to be. I know that, I'm being picky there, but that matters. And the reason why I say that matters is because, A, when you talk about they have the potential for people to come there, they got to get there first, okay? That's number one, because as presently constructed, this isn't the next dynasty. And number two, and more importantly, Perk, we don't know if CP3 going to stay there. That's a big deal. Because when you got a floor general like that, who's a leader on and off the court, who the players gravitate to, that has had a profound impact on this team. What happens if he decides, well, I'm getting paid $44 million this year, but I'm opting out, which he's expected to do, because I'm looking for 3 years and $100 million from somewhere else, and I think I can get it, particularly if I win a championship, and that place might not be Phoenix. What if it's L.A., Perk? Because guess what? The family still lives in L.A. That's why he's in Phoenix, because, again, he's close enough to L.A. to get to them, but in the same breath, okay, he's still not there to, because he's focusing on his basketball, whatever. But if he decides to go to L.A. and play with LeBron, what then? So I think that we got to look at it from that perspective and hold off on the dynasty proclamations. Clearly, they got a shot. They have the potential. I don't disagree with that at all, Perk. I'm just not ready to go there yet.
And Perk, real quick, the Warriors would never have been a dynasty if KD didn't go there. They were lucky to win in 2000. Yeah, I'm saying they were lucky in 2015 that Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. They lost in 16. Then they got Kevin Durant and won 2 more. Perk, if the Suns get KD, I stand corrected. Otherwise, that ain't a dynasty.
Max, okay, and that goes back to my point. You just made it even more valid. My point is that KD went to Golden State. Why? Because it was an attractive place. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, he made it attractive. That's why Kevin Durant went there. Okay, that's what I'm telling you about the Phoenix Suns. Stephen A., to your point, LeBron James and Chris Paul ain't getting no younger. These guys are scratching the surface of being 40 years of age. When I look at what Devin Booker, the leadership, when I look at the growth of DeAndre Ayton, I'm watching Devin Booker. It's not CP3 that's talking in the huddle right now. It's Devin Booker. That means that goes to show me that CP3 has rubbed off on them. Okay, when you look at what Devin Booker did when CP3 was out, what did he do, Stephen A? He dropped a 40-point triple-double, meaning he was able to get his and get others around him better. So when I say this, I'm looking at it again. I'm not saying I have no insight or whatever the case may be, but I know Donovan Mitchell has a choice. I know Donovan Mitchell is not going to just be in Utah wasting all his years of his prime sitting there dealing with Rudy Gobert down there in Utah and not getting to where he's trying to go. So what I'm saying is, if you could attract some guys, if you could get some guys to maybe say, hey, I want to go to Phoenix, trade me there, then yeah, you can become a dynasty, and you are a dynasty. But I'm looking at this team right now. CP3 comes back along with having a general manager in James Jones. Let's not forget that. A champion, a guy that grew up under Pat Riley, a guy that knows, that has an eye for the talent, an eye for the game, that could go out there and recruit pieces like he did with Jay Crowder and Torrey Craig. That's how.
Perk, if you had your choice right now,
starts from the top.
If you had your choice right now, and you were a player, and you could either go to Phoenix and play with that team, or LA and play with LeBron and AD, or even Kawhi and Paul George and them, where are you going to go?
I'm going to Phoenix. I'm going to Phoenix with Bonnie Williams. I'm going to Phoenix with Monty Williams, Mark Bryant, Willie Green.
Hold on, Perks. Guess what, Max? I agree with Perk there. You know why? You know why I agree with him? Because if I'm Chris Paul, right, I've already won there. If they win the championship this year, if I'm a free agent who's got talent, I'm looking at the talent that's there. And I'm saying, excuse me, they've already won. So it's not like they're scrubs or anything like that. In other words, I wouldn't summarily dismiss the notion that somebody would choose Phoenix over LA, considering all that Perk just said. I wouldn't dismiss that. It's possible.
I think there's
some players would say yes.
I agree, but I think most players in the end are like, they can be in LA and play with LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
Really,
well, no. Well, first of all, AD is continuously hurt. All right, LeBron's not getting any younger, and state income taxes are significantly more in LA than it is in California than it is in Arizona.
Got a lot more money out there in Scottsdale to spend. They got some nice spas out there.
Our man Will Bond, he visits
Yeah.
Los Angeles. He stays in California.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, in Arizona.
In Arizona.
He stays in Arizona.
Keeps his racks in
Visit
place.
California.
And once upon a time, they could attract high-profile players, Charles Barkley and others like
Yeah.
Oh, Barkley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to LA.
Barkley
Yeah.
visits California, lives
Smart.
in Arizona.
Yeah. Well, if they
right,
sign
fine.
Charles Barkley or Kevin Durant, they'll be a dynasty.
Money.
All right. Well, I'll just wrap this up with my favorite stat on the show. That Perk's right 70% of the time, 100% of the time. So stick with that. I am never going to let you live that down. I love that, Perk. All right. He's sticking around here with us, guys.
Anchorman.
Patty Mills, Matthew Dellavedova got the best of Team USA yesterday. And no, you did not mishear that. Is it time for Team USA to panic? Plus, in just a bit, we're wondering which of LeBron's 3 teams he'll be most remembered for when it's all said and done. Surely the Cavs, right? Not so fast, people. Stay tuned for that debate.